Have you ever wondered why some people can have one drink and stop while others can't? Why some people can vape once or drink once, gamble once, and just walk away? One turns into a weekend. One turns into months or years of pain. If you've never experienced addiction, this can be hard to understand. And if you have experienced addiction, you probably asked yourself the same question I asked for years. Why can't I just stop? I made promises, I made deals. I swore this time would be different. I meant every word. And yet somehow I found myself right back where I started. Today I want to talk to you about something that changed how I understand addiction. It's called the phenomenon of craving. And once I understood it, everything started to make sense. Before I ever took that first drink, that first hit, that first whatever it was, and at first I was. Nobody forced me. Nobody held me down. I chose it. But something happened after I started. Something happened that I couldn't explain. One wasn't enough. It never seemed to satisfy me. The more I got, the more I wanted. And the more I wanted, the less control I had. I would think about it all day until I got off work. And before I even got home from work, I was already trashed. I was hammered. Here's the simplest way I can explain it. Imagine you're standing at the top of a hill holding a snowball. You gently push it. At first, it moves slowly. No big deal. But as it rolls downhill, it gets bigger, faster, heavier, harder to stop. Eventually, it's moving so fast that trying to stop it feels impossible. That's what craving felt like for me. The first decision might have been mine, but after that first drink, something woke up inside me. The obsession of alcohol. It was always pulling me, and in my head, I was always thinking about my next drink. My brain wanted more and more and more. The crazy part is that people who don't struggle with addiction often don't experience it the same way. They can stop. They can walk away. They can leave half a drink sitting on a table. I could not do that. Never made sense to me. Because when I started, my brain immediately wanted another and another and another. The craving wasn't just physical. It wasn't just in my body. It became mental, emotional, spiritual. It occupied my thoughts. I would tell myself I wasn't going to do it. Then I'd start thinking about it. Then I'd start justifying it. Then I'd start planning it. And before long, I was doing the exact thing I swore I wouldn't do again. For years, I thought I lacked willpower. I thought I was weak. I thought if I tried harder, I'd finally beat it. Here's what I learned. If willpower alone could solve addiction, most addicts would recover immediately, because addicts make promises constantly. We genuinely mean them. We don't want to keep going the way that we're going, but we don't know how to stop. We desperately want the things we say to be true, but wanting to stop and being able to are two different things. I remember waking up after another failure, feeling ashamed, feeling defeated, asking myself questions I couldn't answer. Why did I do it again? Why couldn't I stop? Why am I doing the very thing that's destroying my life? Maybe you've asked yourself those same questions. Maybe you're asking them right now. The breakthrough came when I finally stopped trying to understand addiction as a moral failure and started seeing it for what it was. A condition that had me trapped in a cycle I couldn't break by myself. A condition that had me trapped in a cycle that I couldn't break. I couldn't get out. That realization changed everything. Because once I understood I couldn't fix myself alone, I finally became willing to seek help. For me, recovery didn't start with strength. It started with surrender. And I know surrender sounds weak. A couple of you have commented on previous videos that you're not going to surrender. You're not going to bow down and kneel before the people that treat us like shit. But guess what? It's the way to surrender is definitely the way that I know it works. Recovery starts with truth. I needed help. For me, the help came from God. It came through recovery. It came through honesty. It came through other people who understood exactly what I was going through. People who had been where I'd been. People who knew what craving felt like. People who knew what it was like to want to stop and still be unable to stop. That's what the meetings were full of. People just like me that have gone through exactly what I was going through. Today, I don't have to live that way anymore. By the grace of God, the principles and the fellowship of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And that doesn't mean life is perfect. It doesn't mean I never face temptation. It doesn't mean every day is easy. But it does mean I'm free from the cycle that controlled me for so long. If you're struggling today, I want you to hear this. You're not the first person to experience this. You're not alone, and there is hope. Real hope. Millions of people have found recovery. Millions of people have escaped that cycle. And if it happened for them, and if it happened for me, it can happen for you. The phenomenon of craving is difficult for people to understand unless they've lived it. But if you've lived it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know what it's like when one is too many and 1,000 are never enough. You know what it's like to make promises and break them. You know what it's like to desperately want freedom. The good news is freedom is possible. I know now because I've lived both sides of it. He can do the same for you. Thank you for watching. If this message helped you, leave a comment, share your experience. And if you're on your own recovery journey, subscribe and join us. You don't have to walk this road alone. Go binge the content on my channel. We can't get out of the ditch alone.